it has been a big 2 weeks of steals and deals for me in the great state of Texas. We went last weekend to travel down to San Antonio to visit some family, and I thought along the way I'm gonna visit the Wrestle shop down there in San Antonio, Rolling Oaks Mall. Check out what he's got to offer. So we took a quick visit down there, and then one of my relatives also told me of another mall that came to see that they were hosting a horror fest, and that was a pleasant surprise. I was able to stop by. They're asking 10 each on these. So without further ado, let me show you a couple of my steals and deals and good grabs. So I'm not a big VHS collector, but you know, I haven't seen these VHSs in such a long time. This one has a lot of nostalgic value to me. It's a big nostalgia grab, and also it looks great right here in my MMA display. But this is UFC number 2. I couldn't resist. I don't plan on collecting too many more of those VHSs because they do take up quite a bit of space, but this is a beautiful VHS to go along with my MMA display and collection. Now, I just said I'm not a big VHS guy, but you know, these were from my own personal collection that I had and kept with me that I didn't get rid of, and I found a good spot of it in my display. But I found a sealed UFC number 7, and I thought maybe I'll at some point, oh, let me see, a fallen Tank Abbott, but I may have at some point a Ken Shamrock display at some point. That's when he fought Oleg Toktorov, and then they at one point released a compilation of Shamrock's best fights in the UFC. So I decided to pick that one up. This one was actually from back in the day when my old instructors, he gave that one to me. And so it was 3 VHSs, and actually I had one other VHS. This VHS right here, right there in the back, this rock bottom one. Now this is the problem whenever you have too many. So I've been trying to do a less is more approach when it comes to my display, but you know, I think as we all can see, you know, you start getting more and more figures, you start, you know, piling them up, and I love this rock display, but some of the interesting figures there can kind of get lost in the shuffle if you have too many. But nonetheless, I still got that VHS. If I ever spread it out, it's definitely going to be much more appreciated. And then I found this Black Adam at a Ross for $5. And we decided to stop at whatever Walmarts we can find because I am in desperate hunt for the Monday Night War Elites, specifically the Stone Cold Steve Austin. I think everyone's looking for that one. But this is the first one that I found. This is the closest thing that I could even get to sniffing at a Monday Night Wars in my area. My area was pretty late to drop these, but I was thrilled to find it, but it wasn't the one I exactly wanted, but couldn't walk away without it because I came so close. And then also at one of the Walmarts, you don't see too many of these MVPs. This was a really sweet Ruthless Aggression MVP, and because I don't see too many of them, you know, in the wild, I decided to go ahead and pick him up because I have a nice MVP display that I have going on right now. So I decided to pick those 2 up. And then I also had found this 2-pack. And the big thing that sold me on this 2-pack is the Undertaker's name right there on the championship belts. So I thought that'd be a great pickup. Not too thrilled with the basics, and I already have enough basic Undertakers. But that belt right there, that sold me. Found this at a vendor at the horror show for $5. Decided to go ahead and pick him up. He looks so similar to that Elite one. Almost hard to tell the difference. His basic looks so similar to that Elite one. There's some just minute details that you don't see on the basic one, like the shoelaces, and then the collar being like a little bit bigger on the Elite. But I thought it was still good pickups. The last thing I picked up from that horror show was this Bret Hart. I added the belt to him because it's from that era, but this was $10 Elite, and you know, I see people selling this $15 to $20 online, so I thought it was a very fair price to be asking. It looks great in my Bret Hart display, and that's one I knew I didn't have, so I picked that one up. So that was week 1 from San Antonio. One more thing that I almost forgot. I decided to pick up some cards while I was down there. And I'm not a card collector, just like I'm not a VHS collector, but these look great when you stick them next to your displays and to your figures. I have one here that's not, that's already with its display, and that was my favorite card that I got to pick up over there at the horror show, and that's that Harlem Heat display. They have a Monday off, so I decided to continue my pursuit of the Monday Night War Stone Cold Steve Austin. Wasn't able to find him, but I did find the Scott Hall. Picked him up. Found in a Chase Paul Bearer. This one would look good with a cane. At another Walmart, found they've been releasing Hogan's out the wazoo this year. A pre-WWF Hulk Hogan. And then last but not least, I was very thrilled to find this in the wild. I came so close to purchasing this online for 40 bucks before taxes, and I think that was free shipping, but still nonetheless, you're gonna be paying some taxes on that, and I think still you're gonna be roughly paying about $40 if you find this online. And so this is a sweet looking figure, probably one of the best ones that they've released of the Superstars line. So I didn't get the Austin that I wanted, but I was stoked to walk away with that doink. So whatever I saved on this, I'm probably gonna have to be upcharged when I do find that Steve Austin. Maybe have to succumb to doing it online, because I've currently tried to catch up and find that Austin. And my area, man, because I was in San Antonio that weekend, that happened to be the week that they dropped it in my area. Of all things, that's just life with its sense of humor. So nonetheless, those were my steals and deals and pickups, and I'm really happy with it. And thanks you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe.